it's Dr. Erica with Rosie Research, and today we're going to look at the Ozobot bit. There's two types of Ozobots, the Ozobot bit and the Ozobot Evo. They're very, very similar in what they do, except for the bit is $50 and the Evo is about $100. The main difference between the bit and the Evo that I've found is that the Evo gives you some expressive sounds, so it might say woo or like laugh or do those sorts of things when it's being programmed, and you can also program it via Bluetooth. So there's a couple ways that you can program the Ozobot. One of the ways, which is why I love the Ozobot so much, is you can program it with just markers. And there's color codes that you can find a reference chart online for the color codes of the Ozobot. Another way that you can do it is through block programming. So if you've done Scratch or Scratch Junior, that's block programming where you drag and drop what you want to do. And with the Ozobot bit, you're going to have to place it on top of the iPad or your phone, and it's going to flash a bunch of colors to tell it what to do. With the Evo, you can actually send those instructions via Bluetooth. Those are kind of the biggest differences that I've noticed between them, and I bought these for our STEM library where people can check it out in the community, and it didn't make sense to double the price to just have sort of a Bluetooth capability and some sounds. So what is the Ozobot? Well, it's a line-following programmable robot. So if I turn my little Ozobot on, and if I draw a line, it will follow that line on the paper, which is really fun to do. So this kind of blends art with your science for your kids. So the kids can draw things, and they can have fun with drawing things, and then you can put the little Ozobot on, and you can actually see what kind of choices does it make. Because here I have a line intersection, and I haven't told it what to do, so the Ozobot's just going to make a choice, and it's going to change the choices it makes every time. So sometimes it will follow the whole loop, sometimes it might make double loops like what it's doing now, and so that gives you the chance to program. If you want to make a path where you tell it exactly what to do, you can program it. And again, you can program it with markers if you want to. And that's kind of really nice. I love mixing sort of the old school paper and pen with the new school programming. And so if you're drawing with your Ozobot, there's a couple things to notice. And the first thing is the size of your lines. So if your line is too thin on your paper, the Ozobot can't find it. So it's just going to say, what do I do? And it's going to sit there and not know what to do. If it's too thick, it's going to try to follow the line, but every now and then it's probably going to go way off. So it's not necessarily reliable because it might find itself sort of zigzagging its way. So here it didn't stop at the end of the line like it normally would. It sort of doesn't quite know what to do. So it's doing it based off of like kind of bumping around. If you have it just right, so the thickness that you want is really, it's about 5 millimeters, and it's sort of the thickness of a chisel tip marker. So if you're using chisel tip markers, then that's going to be perfect for you. So that's sort of the basics in terms of drawing. You don't want it too thin or too thick because it's going to start sort of wandering around. And the way that you can color or you can program it is you give it flash colors at it. So here I actually have a couple of T's, and I'm telling it, I'm flashing 3 colors at it. It goes green, black, red, and I'm telling it to go left. And it doesn't always go left. So it should go left according to the Ozobot. So that means it should travel towards the top of the page, and it doesn't always do that like this. And that's using little tiny dots. If you make those dots a little bigger, it does work better. And sometimes you need to turn it off and on to reprogram it, but it doesn't work every single time. So the first time it didn't work, and this time it did work. And so the question is, can we even do better so it doesn't do it again? And you can imagine your kids would get really frustrated with that. If you don't have just the right set of colors and markers, or you don't have it just the right sizes. So one way you can do that is you can actually download, we have a bunch of Ozobot color code stickers online. Now you can buy these on Amazon if you want to buy them from Ozobot, but these are all the color codes that you'll need, and it'll tell you what it's doing. The arrow tells you what direction the Ozobot is going. And you can put those down, and then it sort of follows it really nicely each time. And it will reliably turn left. So, and that's just because we matched the specific colors that the Ozobot is looking for. And you'll notice, like, if you look at the two greens, this one is a little greener than the other, and the Ozobot can get confused with those. But still, I love that you can program with markers. I think that is phenomenal. It gives kids who maybe aren't super into computers or super techy a chance to practice programming through art or on paper. And another great thing that you can do with these then is you can actually start giving mazes. So we have these little Ozobot mazes online also, and it will tell you sort of what do you want your Ozobot to do. And that's sort of a fun thing. So let's see, it should go straight actually at the first intersection. There we go. And then it's going to go left, and it's going to go up, and then here, so I tell it way over here to go left at the next intersection, so it should come down this way. And this is a fun way. This actually really uses logic and programming and thinking things through, because it's asking the kids to do a lot of different things all at once to try to get to the finish line of the maze. And I haven't actually finished this part of the maze. And so you'll notice when it comes here, it's going to go straight at this intersection, and it's just going to stop there because I haven't finished programming that. But what I do love, oh, for some reason it didn't go straight, but it's going to stop right there. What I do love is that you can just peel and stick the stickers for it, which I think is great. I love the Ozobot too because it's pretty durable. So this is in our library. It's been checked out to families. You can drop them. I'm not going to right now because I don't want to chance it, but they've been dropped. You know, they charge really well. It's just really a nice way that they're rugged. They're great in little hands. People love them because they're like little and cute. They're easy to carry. They're not super expensive, so if you're looking at another blocky programming type of thing, you might be looking at the Dash Robot, and that's $150 to sort of get into that block programming. And you can't do the Dash Robot on paper either. You're going to have some sort of technological interface. So you have to have an iPad or a phone that you program with. And that's sort of the biggest thing I love about the Ozobot is that it's not always doing everything you want exactly perfectly. You can do it on paper, and that's so cool. It's such a cool connection for kids to be able to make. So when it comes down to it, I would say the Ozobot bit is definitely worth it, especially if you can, you know, share it with friends and sort of split the cost. $50 isn't a huge amount though. Definitely if you have an Ozobot or you're getting an Ozobot, check out our mini maker activities because we do have these mazes and stickers that you can download for free anytime, and we'll also have another video on how to program yourself through these mazes. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss our videos as they come out, and I'm Dr. Erica signing off.